Hi, my name is Nick Swinehart. I am a real estate agent in Central Florida.
All right, good morning. Hey, it's Nick Swinehart, your realtor. Hey, so I'm here at a house that I have under contract, and I'm here early in the morning before 8 o'clock to actually address and fix an issue that came up during the appraisal and for homeowners insurance, which here I am at the house, doing it for my clients, make sure this deal closes. That's what I do. Let's get it done. So I wasn't able to get the super box that we use to do electronic entries into homes. The time set from it was too late in the day, meaning it was set for like 8:30, and I was there at about 7:45 trying to get in. So the box wouldn't let me in. So I contacted the agent. No luck though. I'm gonna have to give it a go tomorrow. So now I'm off to the office to meet with another agent, do some mentoring, and get some work done. Let's get it. In the house. Jersey.
I just kind of want to give this a go and talk a little bit about what I do every day as a realtor. So here's my first video. I was previously a secondary mathematics teacher before I started as a real estate agent. I've been in for about 2 years now. I'm with Coldwell Banker Coast Realty, which is a franchise of Coldwell Banker corporate office. And I absolutely love where I'm at. I've switched twice, found out it wasn't a good fit. I've come back to the same brokerage and they've treated me right. So kind of like what my vlog series, I guess, is what I'll call it. Kind of what it's going to be about is what I'm going through and what I'm seeing every day as a real estate agent, between what kind of questions I'm encountering, what kind of hurdles I'm having to jump through. Basically just taking you guys through a process of what I'm going through every day. Here's a good one. So I have a client under contract on the buying side. And in the state of Florida, we don't exactly represent one side. I mean, we do per se, but we are technically labeled as a transaction agent. And transaction agent is just kind of like involved in the transaction, more so a point of communication and a guide, kind of like a Sherpa for our clients. And all we do is basically treat everybody fairly and honestly and with as much fiduciary responsibility as possible. So I don't always have to necessarily screw over the other side in order for my side to win, because it's not a battle. At least in this price point and the way that I do real estate, it's not a battle. When me and another agent get involved in a transaction to get this thing done, we are on the same team. Because if it doesn't close, nobody's getting paid, right? So we're on the team of getting it done. We want our clients to get the best deal and to make sure that whatever they're getting is in their best interest. That's kind of where we're at. These are friends of mine that I've known since high school. They live locally around me and they're tired of renting and they're ready to buy. So they called me up one day and said, hey, we're looking to buy. We're ready to pull the trigger. We want to move fast. I said, well, okay, why do you want to move fast? They told me they want to move fast because of Hometown Heroes. And if you don't know about Hometown Heroes, it's a program that the state of Florida offered as of July 1st, open to all jobs and different career types. And this is a down payment assistance program, down payment and closing cost assistance from the state. So there is $100 million allocated to be used for down payment assistance and closing costs. So this fund that you can requisition as a buyer allows you to have a second mortgage, technically, where the money that you borrow has to be paid back upon refinance or selling the home. There's a max of 5% of your purchase price up to $35,000. They wanted to utilize the funds before they're gone. Here we are on August 17th, and the funds are going to be gone in 3 days. That's what the expectation is. So within a month and 3 weeks, all the money is gone. Not a good look. So they wanted to use these funds. It's a new program to all of us in the state, so we don't really know how to exactly go through the process. So it was a learning curve for me and it was a learning curve for a lot of other people. I did learn that if you do utilize Hometown Heroes, that your earnest money deposit will not come back to you unless the money was given to you as a gift. So that was actually a big curveball. I also learned that when you pull the money for Hometown Heroes on a property, it locks the property for 61 days before they can receive any more Hometown Heroes funds on it. So if you go under contract and the lender pulls the funds and reserves the funds, then you fall out of contract, that property is not Hometown Hero eligible for another 61 days. Pretty shady on that part. Not a lot of people know about that. But when the funds are already gone, I mean, it's kind of a moot point anyways. Anywho, so my buyers, they want to utilize the program, so we went out and we looked at properties very quickly. We looked in the upper 200s range, and what we were finding out there just really wasn't good quality around here. I'll do another video talking about what's out there, what's available, and kind of like how that's all looking. But the main purpose of my clients for this transaction is the fact that at closing, they're getting a check for $7,500, give or take a few hundred. And yes, that's possible. They're actually receiving money at closing. This is not the first time that I've had buyers do this. My previous transaction, I had buyers receive $1,700 at closing. Not paying out to close, they're getting money back. So between Hometown Heroes covering a significant portion of their closing costs and down payment, the fact that they utilize an FHA loan, which was a 3.5% down, as well as a seller credit of $7,000. That's huge. That alone gives them the ability to walk away with money, getting money back at closing. Also receiving their earnest money deposit back because it was actually a funds or a gift from family. They're also landing a new roof. So we were told that the roof was new as of 2022, and we found out that that was not actually true. Hey, I'm over here. I'm over here. Okay, cool. Here's another good bit of information that I learned. So, as far as property liens go, here's a new one for you. In the state of Florida, if you have unpaid parking tickets or speeding tickets, that can actually be a lien against your property. I actually learned that today, like 30 minutes ago, that there was a client from another agent that I was talking to, and he said that his seller had unpaid liens on the property from the clerk of Orange County, or the clerk of the circuit court, and he investigated it, and turns out there was speeding tickets because he owned a home. Did not know that they could do that, so that's news. Check that out. All right, hey, so transaction update here. So we hit a snag with homeowners insurance, and the homeowners insurance company is throwing a wrench that we need to either have a paid in full receipt or a closed permit for the roof before they issue the binder. The issue with that is that the roofer is taking payment at closing because the seller is the one paying for it. It's out of my control on the buying side. I'm not the one forking over the money. My client's not the one forking over the money, so it's on the seller's decision. And the seller doesn't have the money up front, so they have to do it at closing. Since the homeowners insurance company wants to see a receipt paid before, which really shouldn't be in their jurisdiction, but they're asking for it anyways, and we're not going to be able to have it. So we're trying to come up with an alternative solution and figure out how long it's going to take for the permits to close before we can get this thing done. My clients are staying patient. It's a tough process. Another snag we hit was the amount that my clients are getting back at closing. Originally, I stated they were going to get about $7,000. That actually jumped down to $3,800 and change. The reason for that change is that Hometown Heroes does not allow for credits to come back to your buyer. You cannot receive any kind of refund at closing. The only way we're able to circumvent this is that their earnest money deposit was a gift from family, and that has to be returned to them. So it's the only way to go around Hometown Heroes. So we're trying to get as close to $4,000 as possible and see what we can do so they can get their money back, get this roof done, and get to closing. It's been a tough process, but we're almost there. All right, finished up at the grocery store. Time to go home, cook some dinner. And didn't learn any other things today. Didn't finish any projects. Nothing big. But it's okay. Tomorrow's another day. And we're going to work on some new FISBOs. I'm going to start doing that kind of thing. at least I'm gonna give it a try. So see how it goes.